大家晚上好, selamat malam, good evening, welcome to the JayC Show. Now tonight is another great night because it's a Sunday night, and I'm sure tomorrow will be Monday, and we're estimated to end via CMCO by tomorrow, which is the 22nd of November. So stay put, everybody. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there, so stay put. We can do this. We can do this. We got to get back to the recovering process, to the recovering period, so they can live our lives as we like it. Although it's not going to be so normal as before, but it's much better than having restricted to a lot of things that we want to do. So tonight on the JayC Show, we'll be interviewing a individual, a lady who is in the production industry as well. She's going to talk a little bit about the challenges faced by production companies all over Malaysia. And of course, she's going to share her little insight. She's also a student, a former student here in Sarawak. So I'm going to leave all that information during our interview later on the day. But without further ado, thank you so much for still tuning in. Harap semua di rumah sentiasa terhibur dan terus berhibur dengan kami di JayC Show. Because hari itu kita ada tetamu khas yang berada dalam industri perfilman di Malaysia. So, anda mau tahu lah apa sebenarnya cerita semua tu pada hari itu, jangan ke sini-sini, pola kopi dulu, standby biskut. Muna ada kek lapis, mbak keluar semua, mbak anak-anak semua. Hari itu adalah malam Ahad yang indah. Jom kita menghibur dengan The JayC Show right here today. Okay, hari itu kita ada beberapa topik yang menarik untuk berkongsi dengan anda di rumah. Okay, topik pertama adalah tentang modern slavery. Okay, what is modern slavery? Penghambaan. I think betul lah BM kami tu. Sorry ya, pun salah lah. But this is about modern slavery. Now, most of you might think slavery has long gone past for decades, for centuries. But if you guys notice, I found this interesting stuff on the internet, and I would like to share with everybody. Actually, modern slavery is it's still happening around in our modern world. All right. So, what is the term modern slavery is all about? So let me just elaborate a little bit. Modern slavery is the concept that refers to when a person obtains an economic benefit as a result of depriving another of his or her individual freedom. Now, there are currently about 35 million modern slaves in the world. Now, try to sink that in and just think about it. Just think about it. So, you know, the world that we live in could be just the same thing that we've been living in many years in the past. It's just in a more modern way, in a more different way, without us realizing it. So you guys got to let that sink in. It's just an interesting thing to think about. And you guys want to find out more information, just type modern slavery on Google, and boom, there's a lot of articles to talk about that. And of course, moving on to the next topic, I'd like to share a little bit about some Sarawakian pride, because recently I followed a few local Sarawakian artists, new and up-and-coming artists. They're not established artists who are competing on national TV platforms in terms of singing competitions and all that. And I'm really proud to see some of our Sarawakian talents actually going out there. Even during this pandemic period, they're still competing out there, representing the state, having to risk their safetyness and go fly over to Kuala Lumpur and attend live shows and compete in a singing competitions, which I salute them really much, a lot. Okay, so kebelakangan tu kita banyak jual lah bakat-bakat daripada Sarawak tu untuk pergi keluar daripada Sarawak ke negeri kepada Kuala Lumpur untuk bertanding dalam pertandingan berlagu, pertandingan atas TV. So kita rasa bangga sikit lah sebab kita bakat-bakat anak Sarawak tu pun ada pulang untuk bertanding mewakili Sarawak. Walaupun kita tu memang bahaya sikit lah sebab COVID pas semua nak, pandemik semua. Tapi kita beri sokongan lah. Ang kenal siap tu. Kami sebut nama bahaya, copyright. Takut juga lah, just to be safe. Selamat aja. Sebab tu TV tu bukan YouTube tu. Tapi akan keluar YouTube juga lah kelak. So kita berilah sokongan kepada anak-anak bakat-bakat Sarawak kita di situ. Berikan banyak sokongan dan support. Mau kenalnya, share lah dalam social media. Beri siap famous terus. Sarawak tu banyak artis yang famous. Okay, bukan beberapa orang aja. Okay, kita bakat tak banyak, berilah peluang. Okay, share, nak ke YouTube, view kasih banyak. Kita rakyat Sarawak tu, kami orang sebenarnya. All right, now moving on to the next topic, we also going to talk about the Instagram filters that's been crazy viral nowadays, which is the PS5 and iPhone 12 filter on Instagram. As you can see, everybody's been posting stories and videos about having the holographic image of iPhone 12 and PS5 on the table. It's happening all over the world as well, so it's a crazy thing. So, which is a good thing because mun benar-benar mau beli PS5 belilah. Dapat main di rumah, stay di rumah masih keluar. Si gago mau take the risk to get exposed for COVID-19 and everything like that. So feel free, go get it and just enjoy. Not just PS5, but any game console that can entertain you at home. Or better yet, the best thing to do, the best thing aside from having to play any games or to get yourself involved with any technology is to watch the JayC Show. That's right. See, that's a good segue. Harus promote juga bah talk show untuk menghiburkan anda. All right, and we're moving on to the last topic of the first segment. We're going to talk about how much things have changed right now. So, but of course, the changes that I'm talking about is the way we live. Okay, the way we live. Now, I just want to urge everybody to embrace the new norm, as I mentioned in the previous. I could have mentioned as well in the previous episode, but right now I just want to urge everybody to embrace this new norm. Even after the CMCO has ended, still, please keep on practicing the new norm because it's really, really important. Alright, so kita akan kembali selepas tu dengan interview kita bersama Nelly Nasir, our guest for today on the JayC Show. We'll be right back. Alright, today on the JayC Show, we have a special guest for you all the way from Semenanjung as well. And right now, we're going to talk a little bit about the production industry right here in Malaysia. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome on StreamYard, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Nelly Nasir. What's up, Nelly? Hello, apa khabar? Baik, sehat?
Alhamdulillah, sehat.
Okay, bagus. So, alright, Nelly, I know sekarang ni Nelly dalam industri production kan? Media dan broadcast semua lah. So I want to ask a little bit, a few questions about sebab sekarang ni kan pandemik, so banyak kerja tu susah nak jalan, banyak projek pun tak sampai lagi kan. So my first question for you, how is the production business doing nowadays, especially during this pandemic? Macam mana keadaan industri production lah, produksi based on Nelly punya pengalaman sekarang?
Okay, sekarang kalau kata sekarang dah getting better, tapi masa kita punya first wave during this pandemic things, production business really has a fatal drop lah. Maksudnya nothing we can do. Kita tak boleh keluar, kita tak boleh shoot, kita tak boleh meeting. So it's very hard sebab it's different from TV lah, I rasa, especially news, film and anything yang you have to do a big set shooting, so memang tak boleh langsung. Sebab beza dia kalau kita shoot dengan TV dekat studio, so you maybe boleh kurangkan orang like 2-3 orang atau less lah daripada production film ataupun telemovie atau drama. So it's very hard at first, tapi sekarang kita dah try to live in this current situation.
New norm kan, new norm. Betul. So apakah projek-projek yang sedang, that is ongoing sekarang ni yang Nelly tengah terlibat, yang mungkin ada hadapi cabaran sikit lah?
Okay, sekarang kita orang baru habis 12 episod untuk TV series for Astro. Okay. So during the shooting, which is just right a few months after COVID-19, which is October, kita terpaksa shoot October. And Alhamdulillah, walaupun banyak benda yang terhalang untuk kita start shoot tu, tapi sekarang dah settle and kita akan move to next episode, which is lagi kita dah adapt dengan new norm for the past few months, and kita dah boleh bawa and control things better than before.
Oh, that's nice. So memang there's no doubt that memang dalam production industry there is a lot of challenges faced, especially during this pandemic time. Macam like Nelly mentioned tadi, kena control sikit in terms of crowd and then in terms of staff. So what are the other challenges that you might face in a production business as of today? Okay,
antara challenge lain yang kita terpaksa hadapi untuk shooting is that kita kena dapatkan banyak approval from different organisation yang ketat lah dia punya rules supaya untuk luluskan kita punya geran ke ataupun surat menyurat macam dari Finas, daripada polis atau local authorities dekat location yang kita nak shoot. So macam-macam, dan lagi teruk kalau kita perlu kurangkan kru. Tu antara challenge yang
betul lah. Yes.
sikit sebab kalau kita dah biasa, I mean like the whole time we shoot with kita ikut kita punya production flow. Maksudnya setiap department perlukan enough crew untuk run the show. So sekarang kita terpaksa kurangkan banyak and everyone terpaksa macam buat banyak kerja dalam masa dekat. That's the thing lah.
Yeah, so memang there's no doubt there's a lot of challenges in the production area. Now also I want to touch a little bit about what are the necessary the steps. Maybe adakah dia punya method ke workflow tu kena tukar dalam dunia industri sekarang ke, because there's a lot of restrictions and SOP yang baru. So what are the changes yang biasanya you guys tak pernah buat dan sekarang ni as a production crew you kena adapt? What are some of the changes?
Okay, kalau untuk shooting and production, antara yang paling susah is mungkin pakai mask lah. Sebab when you work in hectic time, macam nak angkat kamera ke ataupun even my pelakon, my artist pun kadang-kadang sekarang ni kita kena masukkan juga every scene mesti ada scene. Like current situation where you have to wear mask.
Understand.
And then every time setiap hari datang kita kena pastikan kita punya crew dah check suhu, and siapa yang kita tahu dia demam, kita memang tak bagi dia datang set langsung. And bila dah tak ada dia, so orang lain pula akan like chaos lah, macam alamak, contohlah kalau audio punya HOD tak ada. So harapkan like crew assistant tak sama macam ada HOD, so it's different. So benda-benda tu kita macam terpaksa adapt, and sekarang antara apa yang kita boleh buat is to stay safe dengan ikut SOP and taking our own responsibility untuk jaga kebersihan and avoid daripada berkumpul at one time walaupun we have to.
Crowded places, yeah. So of course now Nelly juga sebagai dalam industri ni, I think they have a bag of experience in your plate. So what do you think are the hopes and dreams you have for the future production of Malaysia to move forward from this pandemic? Because kemungkinan ada vaksin, kemungkinan lambat sikit ke macam mana. What are your hopes and dreams for the production industry next year, for years to come?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm hoping to get everything back to normal. Tapi macam mana pun kita cuba faham and terima semua benda ni. And kalau kata untuk dreams in years, of course, saya tak nak we all still in this kind of pandemic problem, terpaksa susah, it's very hard. So saya harap my hopes and dreams are supaya we can be better in handling this problem. You know, sebab kalau kata this effect on us lah, maksudnya walaupun this thing tak tahu bila boleh hilang, I mean like we don't know what happened in years, tapi kita still harap kita punya industri ni masih boleh berjalan dan kita boleh survive lah dalam industri ni macam tu.
I believe we still have a chance to keep on progressing, because sekarang ni kan semua dunia digital, so everybody's always constantly on their devices. And before I'm gonna go off track a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about Nelly punya background sikit lah. Nelly actually belajar dekat Sarawak kan, because sekarang ni Nelly dah feature dalam TVS, stesen TV pertama di Sarawak, and then Nelly pun bekas pelajar dekat Sarawak. Nelly dulu belajar dekat mana?
Dulu I belajar dekat Unimas.
Unimas, okay. Ni geng college mana ni? Cempaka ke, Dahlia ke, Bunga Raya ke?
Saya geng Bunga Raya.
Bunga Raya. So nanti semua budak Unimas yang tengok ni, dia akan tengok, wah Bunga Raya, dia akan buat dia punya channel. So let's touch a little bit about your experience here in Sarawak. How do you find Sarawak as a whole?
I think I'm in love with Sarawak lah. I mean like after years of graduating pun, I still rasa Sarawak is my home, because kat situ I learn a lot and kenal banyak orang and experience I tak dapat tempat lain. It's different from Semenanjung, so itulah Sarawak always in my heart, I say.
Wow, come back lah. Nanti kalau Nelly sempat balik Sarawak ni, datanglah ke studio. Boleh kita buat live show, betul-betul talk show yang betul-betul yang live, yang kita boleh, have a proper conversation. Now also, since you mentioned most of your production knowledge and experience you memang ambil daripada Unimas ke, atau after Unimas you pun ada belajar dekat tempat lain ke, macam mana?
Okay, dekat Unimas I memang belajar course cinematography. So after I graduated, I keluar, I kerja, memang masuk dalam industri. So and other macam tempat lain I dapat ilmu pun mungkin daripada all the directors that I've been working with sebelum ni. So,
wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Adakah Nelly ada pernah bahagian untuk buat satu apa-apa project dekat Sarawak someday? Maybe produce a series kat sini ke, ada movie ke?
Of course.
Mana tahu kan?
Ada impian tu kan. I want to do something based on
mesti ada member mesti ada member production dekat Sarawak ni kan? Mesti ada member kan dekat production dekat Sarawak ni kan? Yang ramai-ramai kat sini.
My ex-classmate.
Banyak kan? Tak tahulah siapa lah. Classmate. Betul, because Unimas kan. Most of them memang dah pun dah masing-masing dalam industri ni. And it's a great thing that Sarawak actually has an industry and a platform for production, for the production enthusiast. Kan kalau dulu semua kena pergi KL, pergi JB untuk buat projek. Sekarang we have it here. Mana tahu Nelly boleh datang menyumbang sedikit, pengalaman dan knowledge untuk kepada Sarawak, because it's best that we can work together.
I percaya geng-geng Sarawak I semua power-power. Mungkin I boleh datang untuk support je lah. Kalau I nak buat sendiri, I percaya bakat dia ni memang lagi hebat daripada kita kat sini.
Boleh. Power ke? Boleh lah. Okey lah. Sebagai orang Sarawak, aku sokong lah. Saya sokong lah. So okay, Nelly also, I want to mention, Nelly asal dari mana sebenarnya?
I asal dari Selangor.
Selangor, okay. So, case kat sana agak serious sikit lah. So how is everything doing there? Pandemic. Let's not talk about production life as Nelly as a person, sebagai seorang rakyat Selangor. How's everything doing over there?
Sebagai orang biasa, I memang tak boleh duduk rumah langsung dekat Selangor sebab I rasa macam it's a red zone area for ni kan, all cases makin hari. So kita rasa pressure, it's very hard and you akan paranoid. Tapi bila you tak nak fikir benda tu, you just do your thing and do your work. Sekarang I rasa macam okay dah ada life sikit, dah boleh hidup dengan tenang. Walaupun terpaksa jaga juga apa benda, jaga diri sendiri, avoid orang ramai, kena buat juga macam tu.
Okay, that's good. It's good to know lah. Janji kita dekat rumah, stay safe, stay selamat. And I think hope everything gets better over there on your side in Selangor. And I can't wait to talk more and see you in person. Kalau berkesempatan datanglah ke Sarawak, come and visit our humble studio kat sini so we can talk more about the industry of production and cinematography and film in general, because we're all in the same business. And I believe Nelly pun salah seorang boleh dikira frontliners jugalah, because we're always constantly trying to come up with contents to entertain orang-orang yang duduk dekat rumah. Betul ke tidak? Kan kita pun frontliner juga. Right?
I rasa kita sebenarnya punya tugas yang berat juga untuk mengisi kekosongan masyarakat dengan menghasilkan karya-karya yang lebih baik untuk masa depan lah.
That's an amazing thing. Well, thank you so much for joining us in the show today, Nelly. It's been such an honor being able to talk to you, and hopefully we can see you guys. See you soon, see you guys pula. So, I tengok banyak poster dekat belakang tu macam crowded. So, sebut guys pula kan. Bawa lah semua poster ke Sarawak nanti. Tunjuk-tunjuk sikit, show off sikit. Alright, thank you so much, Nelly, for being here on the JayC Show. I hope I can see you again soon on the next edition. You're always welcome to the show. And appreciate your knowledge and your sharing of the wonderful business that we both are in, which is in the TV and broadcast industry. Take care, and I'll see you very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Nelly Nasir. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the JayC Show. Now we're moving on to our last segment of the show. Now I want to wrap up a little bit about what we've discussed with Nelly Nasir a while ago. So as you all know, the production industry right now is facing a huge challenge, still finishing up some certain projects, but they are still doing their work, trying to deliver the best way they could so they can entertain you at home. So kepada siapa yang berada dalam industri perfilman atau produksi, content, coming up with programs, bukan senang memula kerja Sidak tengah usaha, walaupun dalam keadaan yang agak mencabarkan, Sidak pun tengah coba saya upaya untuk memastikan drama-drama siri tong dalam TV pasti masih berjalan episodnya. Saat tong si boring di rumah, netok pun susah mau berjalan, berkeluar di rumah, berlepak di luar. So kita cuma boleh bergantung dengan hiburan di dalam rumah, handphone ke, YouTube ke, ataupun di TV di rumah ke. So berilah sokongan, beri semangat. Okay, always cuma memahami situasi Sidak industri perfilman tu. So Sidak boleh keep on giving you guys the best service and the best production they can give. Now, of course, moving on forward as well, that now on behalf of the TV station I'm working in with TVS, I'm sure most of you guys are enjoying most of the shows here, and of course the news as well. All right, the challenge is really, really tough. Some of our news department have to go out and shoot certain interviews or some VT, some videos, just to keep you guys updated on what's happening around Sarawak and of course the world. So we're also considered, like I mentioned in a few episodes before, that we're also considered as the frontliners of what's happening right today, because we're also constantly has to work and keep the program running for you guys. So tapi Tiada masalah, semua sebab kita pun suka bola kerjaya kita tu untuk menghiburkan anda di rumah. So please understand that we're living at tough times, but it doesn't mean that we need to be all negative and sad all the time. Alright? Carilah benda-benda yang dapat menghiburkan hati orang. Carilah benda-benda baru untuk belajar di rumah. Banyakkan membaca, banyakkan menambahkan ilmu-ilmu baru di rumah. Sila duduk kosong aja, fikir apa, menghayal, do all that things. Try to find something else to do. Learn, try to gain new skills. Develop new skills, because you never know what you guys can take out from learning new stuff. Because when this pandemic's over, memang terkejut pula. Biasa tu macam-macam dah pandai lekat pandemik tu apa pula di rumah. Banyak membaca, banyak belajar skill baru. Benda tu lah yang akan membantu orang di masa depan kelak. Because we're not gonna live like this forever. I don't want to live forever as well. I'm sure most of you don't want to live like this forever as well. But for the meantime, the best way that we could is to improve ourselves, all right? Do a lot of self-reflection, talk more, communicate more to people, although we can't communicate them face-to-face, but that's the whole point of digital and technology, because we can always connect to people in any way possible. Just keep the conversation going, keep talking to each other to avoid any problems. Don't keep in a lot of problems, because it's best to just express whatever you're feeling inside, because that's the best way to get things out, to express your feelings, and you just let it out, okay? Saat tong si pendam, jangan banyak gila pendam masalah, ibu stres gila, apa-apa pun boleh kelakan kami, juga kan senang, bukan susah mau kelakan kami, kan TV net tok, juga kami dengar, kelakar lah, apa masalah kita dek? Macam ni apa, senang je. Sila orang cop kita gila kelakan TV, boleh je interact with us. Try to reach us on Facebook, on Instagram, or in any social media platforms. Just follow us, JayC Ho, JayC Ho, okay? Follow, mau beloya, mau kelakar, mau ada minta pendapat ke, boleh je tanya kami. Kami silap pemandai gila, kami bukan pucuk penau. Kami tahu je certain benda, because kami akan boleh research kami dulu. Kami akan mengkaji sebelum kami akan berkongsi certain maklumat dengan anda. So I'm not just giving out fake information. I'm not a scammer. Don't worry. I did my research before coming out to do this show. So if you guys have anything to talk about, just come and reach us. We're more than happy to engage with you and talk to you guys and give you the best advice we can to keep you guys terhibur and entertained. So thank you so much for joining us on this edition and this episode of the JayC Show. We promise to give you more contents, more facts, and more entertainment of course in our way, the best way possible. Thank you for watching. This is the JayC Show. Good night.